Welcome back to Creators Buffet. Today's episode is probably one of the most steamiest episodes to date. My guy Tahir Moore is about to come bless the stage. Not only are we talking about business, comedy, relationships, poly relationships. Yo, if you've never watched any episode of Creators Buffet, this is one you definitely don't want to miss. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the funny man, the husband, the comedian, the father, Tahir Moore.
Come get you a taste that Creators Buffet. Can you guess who's invited? Different week, different topic.
Man, you ain't even that fat. I say, bitch, you just say that fat?
Come get you a taste that Creators Buffet. Can you guess who's invited? Different week.
What? Your mama like this, that thick, though. Man,
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, we got Tahir Moore in the building right now. St. Louis.
was that you on the track?
Man, you know what? It should have been.
I thought it was. No, I'm talking about the intro song.
Oh, so that was me, and that was this dude named Corey. That
Got
sitting
you,
right there.
got you.
You know, God
Oh,
didn't
God,
bless
you
me.
did that? You did? What's up,
See,
man?
God didn't bless me with the singing part, so I just make things look good.
There you go.
Amen.
I get it.
Amen.
That's your
And
testimony.
amen. Ooh, Shabbat, hallelujah.
Woo!
See, they don't know about the church folks in St. Louis.
Yeah, we got real church.
What church did you go to?
I went to Bethel Christian Worship Center. We started off, we went to Kojic.
Yeah, same.
No, we started off Kojic, then we went to non-denominational.
That's the exact same thing I
what it
did
is.
because they had too many rules, too much tradition.
My grandma never wore pants, ever, in my entire life.
Really?
Always wore dresses and skirts. Never like she raised.
That's because they would judge her.
She was raised Southern Baptist before she moved up to St. Louis, where East St. Louis where I'm from. But yeah, even though she started going to a Kojic check, she still only wore dresses and skirts.
Damn.
It'd be cold outside, and she still got on the skirt. I'm like, you crazy.
That thing freezing, that
Yeah, I
wind
mean,
get up under there.
I don't want to think about that, but I mean, I guess that is a logical point, to point out. But yeah,
Big facts, man. Well, my God, I feel like in person, I have not seen you in so long.
it's been years.
I've known you for years, and we don't even see each other. Why is that?
You know what? Where you stay is, the way my helicopter
It's set up.
subscription is set up because I would have to get here. I flew to Long Beach and then Long Beach to Burbank, and then I took a shuttle from Burbank to here.
Got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I stay in Glendale. So,
I get it, man.
Yeah.
You know what? Even my son's mom, like we're mad cool. I tried to take her out for her birthday, and she said no because she didn't want to drive out here.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's
You got to
messed
understand, like, once you go past the 405 on the 101, it's like a different world. Like, the people drive weird out here for some reason. Like, LA traffic is weird, period. Like, there's no reason for it to be traffic the way it is, especially, like, when you find out, you in traffic, and then you find out what's causing the traffic is a curve. It's just a curve in the road.
And it's
Just
a
a curve.
Prius.
I hate Prius drivers.
I
Always
promise
Prius.
you, every time it's an accident, it's something slow, it's always a Prius.
It's always a Prius.
Every single time.
I absolutely agree. Me, my wife, and my daughter all say that. Like, fucking Prius. That's the only time we let our kid curse. If she says fucking Prius. Anything else,
She
she's
in
like,
trouble.
oh shit. Motherfucker. You know what you can curse and say. Just fucking Prius.
I'm weak.
Yeah. Anything outside of that, she's on punishment.
That's dope. I can't
Yeah.
wait to get into talking about your kids as well. But man, the first question I ask, man, I feel like a lot of times in life, all we do is talk about success. We talk about the highlights. Nobody knows what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah.
My first question for you is, how's your mental today right now?
It's better.
Okay.
I was suffering with depression last year, probably for like 3-4 months. I got a tax bill, $200,000.
Nigga, I'm depressed. Just thinking about that right now.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize it's like when you get to a certain level of success and you start bringing a certain level of income in, there's not a lot of outlets for you to like reach out to and like, oh, so how do I do this? And so me and a couple people have been talking about creating a consulting company to help people when they're, because a lot of these people who are on the internet, they're blowing up. And you're only seeing one facet of it. Like if they're like streaming on Twitch and they're streaming on YouTube and they got Instagram and they got a big following on Twitter or whatever, they might have like 4, 5, 6 different checks coming in, right? And if you don't know the business side of it, like the difference between the LLC and an S corp and a C corp, and the taxes that come with that, or trying to figure out what state you should register your LLC in, because in California you got to renew your LLC every year. That's like $800 every year. But if you go to Delaware,
Wait, you got to do who?
You have to renew your LLC license every year.
I guess because I'm an S corp, I wouldn't know that, but I didn't know that part.
Yes.
I know you had to pay for it, but
it's an annual thing. But in St. Louis, when I got mine registered, it was $80 one time. You know what I mean? So, but once you get to a certain tax bracket, you need to switch to an S corp or C corp.
Yeah.
But you need to find out which one is better for you. I also learned from hanging with people like they never pay themselves. They pay themselves with property. So you get to take out a big dividend and buy property. But what I didn't learn is like you get the income property and all of that, and then you get a life insurance policy. This is free game. Okay?
Let's go.
This
Free
is
game.
what you do. Get a life insurance policy. Pay that bad boy up to term. Get it for like $500,000. First one $500,000, something like that. Right? Once you get it up to term, you pay enough payments. You can borrow against that. You can take
facts.
Almost 80% of that $500,000 out. Right? Take that money, and that's your money, and it's tax free. But you can also pay into it more. So if you pay into it more and pay it up to the 2 years, then you can take out of that $500,000, maybe take $340,000. Buy a property, right? Get that property, turn that into income property. Then you can take out a loan against that place that you just purchased, especially if you renovate it and get everything up to code with it. Take out a loan against that. Take that money and either buy another property or buy another life insurance policy. You can buy as many life insurance policies as you want. Yep, get a $500,000, and the next one get $1 million policy, and take that money, do the same thing, right?
Wow.
Now you get your LLC or your S corp or your C corp, and you can literally once you build your credit up, because your business has a credit score too. Once you build your business credit score up, you can take out a line of credit. If you got these properties, you got these life insurance policies, you can get approved for $500,000 to $1 million easy from your business. You take that loan, buy another piece of property, get that renovated, pull against that, pay that loan back, or buy another piece of another life insurance policy. But you never pay yourself. You just keep flipping it. That's what the rich do. They keep flipping their money. Then they put everything in a business name. So LLCs are easy to get, right? And basically, that's a limited liability. So no liability is against you.
Facts.
So if the LLC gets in trouble, well, we go bankrupt or we close it down. But I know a lot of people that also register like 10 LLCs at one time. And once you keep it for 90 days, it's matured, then you can take out a line of credit on it, right? If you get like little cards or something to pay off little stuff on these LLCs in the company's names, you can take out the line of credit after 90 days, and you can sell that LLC because now it's already matured. So if somebody needs an LLC, you can sell them like, hey, this LLC is already matured. It's good for a $300,000 line of credit, so that they don't have to wait for it.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of business people do, and I'm learning. So they won't catch me again.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't learn nothing from what he just said, get you some rich friends.
Yes.
So they can give you the
Yes.
game.
Put me, bro. And the dude who taught me this was a black dude, right? I was down in Arizona. I was in Phoenix for a movie premiere that I was in. He came and picked me up from the airport in a Wraith. Then drove me back to the hotel. I had to change to get ready to go do promo at a radio station. He picked me up in a Bentley to go to the radio stations. He's dropping all his game on me in the Bentley. Drops me off back at the hotel. I change to get ready for the red carpet. Picks me up in a Lambo truck.
Let's go.
So what he does, he buys properties, and he's into like pharmaceuticals, and he's also into adult, not daycares, but like housing for the older adults, right?
Yeah.
So he buys, senior housing, right? So he buys properties all over, get them up to code, get all the rooms, and then turns it into a medical facility or senior housing. Then he just takes that money and does the exact same thing. Another life insurance policy or another vehicle that is for the business, and he just keeps flipping. He's like, I never pay myself.
I'm about to use the Jay-Z line on you. He's not a businessman.
He's a business
man.
That shit's crazy. But basically what happened with that is the tax thing is I didn't have enough expenses.
Got you.
Right? I was on tour with Kev. Kev was paying for my flights, paying for my hotel, paying for my food. And I was making money from the internet, doing commercials, all that type of stuff. And then I had a partnership with one of my other business partners. And so we just bringing all this money, and it looked like I didn't spend anything because all of my expenses were being taken care of. My wife was selling dope, so I didn't have to like worry about like household items and stuff like that. She took care of all of that.
Got you.
And so when she got caught and caught that RICO case, I divorced her immediately. right?
As
got,
you should.
Got a bad Nula bitch.
Ooh, bad.
Baddie. Oh,
Ooh.
I'm kidding. Kidding about all of that part right there. I started lying right around the time of my wife and the drugs. I lie a lot. And I'll always let you know when I'm lying.
Speaking of that, as we get into your lying, who are you? For the people that are watching right now, who are you and what do you do? How would you describe that?
I'm that nigga. I mean, it's so little, but it says so much. You know what I'm saying? Like I act, I do stand-up comedy, I produce, direct, I write. I'm a business owner. We have a part owner in the studio. We have in Seymour. We got 2 sound stages, 2 podcast rooms. We have an app, Kev on Stage Studios, where we have cooking shows, traveling shows. We have talent shows, improv shows. I'm that nigga. And then I sell old schools too. I buy them, fix them up.
Now
and
that
sell
I did not know.
I give the currency in the old school.
Okay.
When I first met him, I was like, I'm gonna buy you a car. He was like, yeah. I was interviewing him at Rolling Loud a couple years ago, and then I got in the opportunity to actually give him a car.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was dope.
How would you describe it?
Wanna try that?
Yeah.
You got some water over here. You need some water?
I know, right? I need some water.
Get some water.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
And I can't use like big dick nigga, right?
You can use whatever you want the world to know.
I will say giving, funny, reliable.
Reliable. Bro, I think if I asked everybody that question, I don't think anyone would say that.
Really? That all 3 of those things?
Reliable?
Oh, I'm. If I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Once my words and my
That's
name is
so
attached to it,
cool.
I'm going to do it.
I
Even
love
if I
that.
don't want to do it, I'm going to do it. There are certain things I'm just not going to do. You ask me to move? No. I'll give you $200 for you to hire somebody, but I'm not moving. I'm also not picking anybody up from LAX. My sister flew in.
Oh my
My
gosh.
sister flew in. She flew into Burbank because I already let her know. Hey, listen.
I would put you on the flyaway bus.
I was in the car.
Send a car.
I sent a car for my mom. My mom came out here. I said, I got car service. Not like Uber, real car service. But I'm not coming. You out
You know
your
what's
fucking
funny?
mind?
Yeah.
It's LAX. I would rather work on the side of a highway in an orange jumpsuit, shackled, ankles and wrists together, picking up trash, barehanded, no gloves, than go to LAX.
Wow.
Yeah, it's horrible over there, man.
Wow.
I'd rather do heroin. Black tar heroin with a rubber band as the tie off, dirty syringe, and just wing it.
Wow. I don't even know what this is.
I'd rather wipe my ass with used sandpaper, okay? And use an alcohol bidet. Like a rubbing alcohol bidet. Bidet only shoots out rubbing alcohol, then go to LAX.
Oh my gosh. I don't even
I'd
know what
rather
to say.
fuck an up. Don't use a bathroom in your dreams. That shit is a trick.
Where did comedy come from? Did you choose comedy or did comedy choose you?
Comedy chose me for sure. I was always a funny cousin. Like cousin, friend, all of that type of stuff. I had one of those moms that was like, when people ask you what you gonna do, you gonna be a doctor. And so I was saying that for years, but I knew I didn't want to be no doctor. It didn't make me
Do you
happy.
think that was black culture? Because I think about my grandfather. He passed away at the age of 94. It's a long time. I never forget growing up. Yeah, well, you might want to go to school, be a doctor, be a lawyer. Because I feel like because they just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's like they just want to put all that on us.
Well, with my mom, she wanted to ensure that I would be well off, financially, right? So we were just talking about VAP, which is a high school in St. Louis, visual and performing arts. When I moved out at 14, right? So when I moved out, I was about to go to high school, but I still needed her to sign the paperwork. I wanted to go to VAP. She wouldn't sign the paperwork for VAP. She wanted me to go to Gateway because it was a science, math, and technology school. I went to Gateway Middle. And she wanted to just continue with the trend of education because even though I went to school in St. Louis, I was from East St. Louis. I lived in East St. Louis. But she didn't. Yeah, she didn't like the school systems over there. So she sent me to St. Louis schools, and she would not let me go to VAP. Had I went to VAP, I might have been who I am earlier because they nurture that creativity. They encourage it. But I went to a science, math, and technology school. And I still was, good there. I still was able to be me. And I'm thankful for the opportunity because I have lifelong friends from there. But, there's always that what if. But I don't regret anything. Everything that has happened to me, good or bad, made me who I am right now.
Ooh, facts.
So, I don't regret anything that had happened and the way it happened.
I just discovered yellow.
What are some of the challenges in comedy that nobody speaks about?
Niggas be hating. I mean, but I think we all talk about that. It's one of those things like, and I say that in just because it's not like necessarily toward me, but it's like one of the reasons we don't have a union. Like comedy is one of the few, one of the only lanes of entertainment that does not have a union. We have no one to represent us. There's no one looking out for our health insurance, looking out for our benefits, looking out for fair pay, or just taking up for us. It is literally just us. But it's hard for comics to band together because for so long this has been painted as a solo race. So like if we tried to band together like, yo, we're not gonna work this club until they, start paying us better. There will be people that move to LA today or the next day and they're just excited to be here. So they're gonna take whatever gig they can take.
Facts.
So they're not gonna think about us standing together in solidarity so we can make this change. They just gonna be like, nah, I'll take it. All right, we go ahead and do 20 minutes for $5 and a drink ticket. I'm not gonna do that. So solidarity is hard, and I also like the pay. Like a lot of people are like, yo, when's your next show out here? I don't really work in LA. There's no money in LA for a working comic.
Wow.
LA is perfect for like, potentially getting seen, but it's not the way it used to be in the 90s where somebody will see you and give you a soul.
Facts.
You could be seen by somebody and maybe get booked at another club, but it's not a lot of money in LA. The money is on the road. I can go to Atlanta and make $20,000 in a weekend doing 5 shows. Why would I stay here and just work these clubs and get $40, $50 spots? So ain't no money. It's a slow burn when you're a comic. It's not a lot of money up front. You just have to work hard, be diligent, and be unique and original, and then build a name for yourself. Grow your following. And comedy is not just you can't just be good at comedy. You have to be a good marketer. You have to be a charismatic when getting people to come to your shows. You have to be good at making videos on Instagram so you can still have visibility when you're not on stage. You have to be active on Twitter or Facebook or something. You have to do more than just comedy. Just writing ain't gonna do it for you. It ain't like this. It ain't like the 90s where you work the chitlin circuit, you just do comedy, and then people just talk about it. Ain't nobody outside selling DVDs no more.
Facts.
That shit is so out the door. I sell body butters at my show.
Body butters.
Mm-hmm. I got
Smart.
Smell Well. That's a real thing.
Smell well.
Smell Well. Smell Well body butters.
Let's go. That's a vibe. I like that name.
Hey man, I'm just always trying to smell well.
So with you doing so much, business, comedy, working, husband, father, and all that good stuff, how do you balance comedy in your relationship?
Well, my wife is way more ridiculous than I am. Yeah, at home I'm super chill. Her and the kid are hilarious to watch. And it's like sometimes they think I'm being antisocial. I'm just like having a good time watching them because they're ridiculous.
Wow,
they're utterly ridiculous, and they've spent so much time together. I tell them all the time they share a brain because they finish each other's sentences and they think the same thing. They laugh the same way. It's utterly ridiculous. But I always make time now for my family and my wife. That was something that I had to learn and had to get better. When I first moved out here, I was just in survival mode. I went from just thinking about one person, myself, to thinking about 3, being responsible for 3 people, their well-being and their food and their success. So it lit a different fire under me, but it was also different for me because I was not as emotionally available as I could have been for my daughter early on. And those are years I'll never be able to get back, and that's something that still haunts me today. Like now we have a great relationship. She hops in the car, just goes to run errands with me, but that just started happening like a couple years ago.
Wow.
But I had to put the work in. I would see her and my wife interact, and it would be so jovial, and it looked so much fun. And I was like, man, I want some of that. But I would just stay on the couch. I had to actively get up and insert myself in and put forth the effort. And when she saw what I was doing, then she received it. And then she gave me the reciprocity that I needed. But I had to take the first step and do that. And what was holding me back was because I was still dealing with a lot of trauma. Like my wife learned out, it'll be 10 years on March 17th that we celebrate marriage, 10 years of marriage.
10 years.
And that was probably things that she just found out like 4 or 5 years ago about my life, even after being married for 5 years.
Wow.
Because I still had so much emotional baggage and so much trauma that I hadn't shed any light on. And it took therapy. And like I told you over the phone, like I will always give my wife all the praise. She is responsible for 70, 80% of my success. I wasn't going as hard as I am until they moved out here. I wasn't as communicative as I am before I started dealing with her.
First time I peed on her is when we took a shower together once.
But I wasn't grinding as hard until my wife and my daughter moved out here. They lit a different fire under me, so I'll always give her the praise for that. And man, just how gracious she was, patient she was with me. I thought I was a good communicator, and I am on surface level. Like I say, hey man, how you doing? I'm gonna make you feel like I've been waiting to see you all night, right? But that's it. When I'm going through something, I'm not around my people because I don't want them to change their optics of how they see me. And so I wasn't building meaningful relationships with people.
Wow.
I wasn't letting people in. Not even my wife on certain things. Me and my wife now, we have this thing called You Need a Budget. It's an app that tracks all your spending. So every card is attached to it. No one has ever seen all my financials. We were married for years and I wasn't using this app. We just started using it last year.
Wow.
So she knows everything. If I buy a hotel to take another little chick to a hotel, some shit like that, she knows. She knows.
Damn, man, I need the type of life you got, man.
It does not happen overnight. Like,
You put the work in.
put the work in. And that's like me and my wife are poly. And so people think that great communication is just going to get it there. It's not. It's not. My wife approached me about being poly or open at the time.
Wait a minute, Paul. She approached you with it and not you?
Oh, yeah, this was her idea. Yeah, but she approached me initially. We were maybe a couple months into our marriage. And I was like, no, I don't know. We going to get it. Because basically, this is what happens. I'm putting all my business out there.
Let's go. Wait, is this exclusive? Had this been told before?
Somewhat.
Okay.
But mainly just on our podcast.
Okay.
So basically, my wife has always been special to me, even when we was just dating. Like shit that I was doing with other chicks, I wasn't doing with her. Like I was fucking other chicks on camera, and I used to wear this motorcycle helmet. You remember that black motorcycle helmet I used to have in my house? It was a black motorcycle helmet I had got from a Goodwill because I was planning on getting a motorcycle. I had took the motorcycle training class at Forest Park, and I saw this helmet, so I bought this helmet, right? And I never got the bike, but I started fucking chicks, and I would have the helmet on. And right when I'm about to come, I would flip over the visor and I'd look at the camera like, you next, right? I don't know why I was doing this goofy shit, but my wife never got any of that when we were dating. She never got any of that.
Wow.
Right? I always treated her different, and I didn't even realize it until we were talking not too long ago. I was like, damn, I wasn't busting all in your face like that, huh? Because I was a wild boy. I've been a wild boy. We kind of talked about,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, when I met my wife, we met in college in the hallway. We exchanged contact and all of that. We started hanging out. 2 weeks in, I was like, oh, I like this motherfucker. I knew it. 2 weeks in, I knew it. I knew I wanted her to be a lifelong friend or in my life at some point because I didn't believe in marriage at that point. So I was just like, I like this motherfucker. 2 weeks in, I find out she's 2 months pregnant.
Ooh.
But I'm already sprung. I'm already smitten. So I was there when my baby girl was born. I was at the hospital. I'm the only papa she know. You know? Wow. When my wife was pregnant with my daughter, she used to go to my house sometimes in between classes or something. And I started calling her when I was going to the grocery store, like, hey, what you want at the house? Because she was spending so much time there. I was like, well, what you want to eat? Because you got a kid. I'm not going to let you come over here and starve and shit. I'm good with Oreos and ramen noodles, but don't need some substance. But
I need my rice-a-roni. I can't do the ramen noodles.
Really?
I need the rice-a-roni. Cheddar and broccoli.
Damn.
Nigga, that was my meal growing up. Like, you had ramen.
As a kid?
As a kid, I had fried pork chops, pinto beans, and rice-a-roni.
Now, wait, this was your family was making?
Yeah. Okay. Back in Chicago, back when I was, like, younger.
Yeah. Okay, see, this was like, I'm talking about, like, when I was in college. Like, what did I used to eat at the house? I had a lot of lunch meat, a lot of eggs, and, like, ground turkey. Yeah. I could always fix some chips and ground turkey, but I saw that she liked these pizza rolls, so I would always have the pizza rolls there for her.
Nigga, the combination pizza rolls, I used to always get them at Sam's Club, the big ones.
I said I didn't have membership, but I know what you're talking. I got mine from the dollar store.
Yeah,
it was in the bag in the dollar store. Yeah, it still worked.
So, question for you: poly relationship. What's the? I know everybody has their own different theme to what that is. What's the rules in that type of relationship, or in your relationship?
The rules are what you make them. You sit down and you talk and you build your own boundaries. You build your own parameters of what works for you guys. There's so many. It's a spectrum. It's not just like one thing. Like there are couples who are completely poly. There's couples who one person is poly. When it comes to kinks, there's not one particular thing. You really just have to do the work and see what works for you. You know what you're able to handle. A lot of guys can't do it because they can't see, especially black men, They can't see their wife or their partner being with someone else, or even just the thought of it ruins them.
It's wild that we want it, but we can't take it.
Can't take it.
Yeah,
can't take it. We've been to a couple lifestyle resorts, and for the people that are there, I'm going to
Lifestyle
test.
resort?
Yeah, like Hito in the Grill, Jamaica.
I've never been.
I don't believe you. Because I'm pretty sure I saw your picture on the wall. It was like past members.
Past members.
You were like on 8 pictures and shit like that. I'm like, Rich really just have his dick out all the time, huh? That's wild. That's very wild.
What's funny, it's very accurate. But not on that wall.
Yeah, if I fuck you at a resort and your husband or your guys with you, I'm going to test y'all.
Wow. Because
the shit I be saying is like, because the guys like to come in sometimes and watch.
I like that. See, I'm nasty.
Yeah.
But I've never been to those type of events. I've only heard stories.
I was having fun with this young lady, and her husband was on the bed next to her watching us because he was a cuck. He likes to watch. And I was like, suck your husband's dick while I fuck you, right? Because I was already smashed. I just flipped over. So she's sucking it, right? And I was like, he's never going to fuck you like this. I smack her ass. I'm choking her. I pull her hair up. I spit on the side of her face, and I lick it, right? And I put it right back in his lap, right? So it's like completely marking my territory, right? Completely owning her. And for the next 3 days, she was mine.
Bars.
But here's the crazy shit. I couldn't do that with my wife. It's so crazy. I had this
question. Is it a level of
respect?
Damn, I didn't even want to say it.
No, it's a
but
level
I
of
felt
respect,
it.
but it's also the traditional mindset and hierarchy for your wife, right? Like that's why we ended up turning poly and doing open, because once we got married, our sex life suffered. And it wasn't her. It was me. I was like, because my wife at the time, it would take her 45 minutes to like an hour and 15 to climax. And initially, when we first got back together, I was like, I'm up for the shit, right? But then after a while, after like 6 months of fucking like that, and then sometimes she still don't come, it became exhausting. It became like a chore. Like nobody wants to sweep a floor for 45 minutes to an hour.
No.
And you still might not even get it clean, right? Wow. And so we started having sex less and less. And then we tried therapy, we tried role playing, like we tried it all, dressing up and all that type of stuff. And nothing was working. And so this came as a last one. But we did years of this. Mm-hmm. This went on for like 5 years before we first went open in maybe like 2016, 2017. We started playing separately, right? And it wasn't until 2020 that we decided to play together.
It's so funny. I was in a situation like that once. It was like fresh and new where, wow, this is definitely, I've never said this before. So I was with this girl. Exclusive! So I was dating this girl, and she was out of town a lot. And we were talking about, just having an open relationship. Yeah. So the first time it happened, I'm with this girl and she calls me and she's like, so I'm gonna go by here. It's like we all got a recycle bin. It's like I don't like to go to nobody new. Yeah. So I go there and she was like, you can do it, but you have to, I have to watch, but you have to have your AirPods in. So it was so weird. It's like she's telling me what to do in the AirPod, and I'm just like, damn, is this really happening?
I like that.
I like it now, but it was so new and fresh. I'm just like, it's like this is legal to do right now. That's like I got permission.
Fire. That's fire.
No, she's like, kiss her neck and do. I'm just like, okay.
When we were playing separately, it was this one chick, bad motherfucker too. She was like,
"Oh wait, paint the picture."
Okay. Of how she looks?
Yeah, how she looks.
Oh, okay.
Let's go. Paint the picture.
Light skin.
Long hair, short hair.
She had kinky locks, right? Like the hairstyle. She was in the military, so very fit, but nasty, right?
How nasty? What's nasty? Ooh. Extra nasty. Wet, like waterfall?
Nasty.
Spit on it.
Crazy. Crazy with it. But before we got there, she was like, listen, I hear what you're saying, and I don't think you're lying, but I think I need to hear it from your wife. And this is when me and my wife we were playing separately. So it was like, okay, hold on. Click over, call my wife. Hey, I'm really trying to bag this bitch. Could you possibly tell her it's okay? She was like, oh yeah, sure. Click them over, boom. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? I'm such and such, cool. So this is okay? I was like, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and do it. She was like,
probably threw her off.
It did, because her next question was, how can you say you love him and you're okay with this? Shouldn't have said that. Okay, don't ever question my wife's love or loyalty to me, right? Because we have an understanding. My wife was like, baby girl, listen. I provide the 80. You provide the 20. You should just be quiet and do your job. Do you need me for anything else? I was like, no, we good, babe. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later. Bye. You about to talk me out this pussy. I didn't put time in.
Wow.
We didn't send pictures. You know, I didn't say good morning. Too many days to not get it at this point. All right.
Damn.
I'm 36 good mornings in at this point.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't live in the same city either.
Ah.
And I'm having this conversation with her. She at the time she was living in, I think, South Carolina. My wife is back home in LA, and I'm in Toronto doing shows. So I'm trying to finagle this, but
Worldwide.
yeah, I was crazy with it. But once we started playing together, it was so much fun. Me and my wife, when I proposed to her, the first night we were in a jacuzzi tub at the Casino Queen Hotel. You know, they had suites where they had the actual jacuzzi.
And what city is this?
In the room. This is in East St. Louis.
Oh, I'll be
Right.
sure I won't go to that jacuzzi.
No, it was in the oh yeah. I never had jacuzzi sex until last year.
Really?
Yeah, last year was the first year because the water, the buoyancy, and everything. It was too
I
much
feel like
for me.
this conversation is going so another way, but I like it.
Yeah.
Where's the craziest place you've had sex?
I was just thinking about this, and it's kind of hard to pick a place when you've been to a place like a lifestyle resort, because we done it in jacuzzis, we've done it literally in beach chairs, we've done it on the beach, we've done it in a pool, we've done it at the bar. Like,
Wait, pause. The bar.
so at this resort, there is a prude side where it's clothing optional, then there's a nude side. So when you check into your room on the nude side, you're nude the entire time until you go to like the common areas, like where they serve actual meals in the restaurants and you see the shows. But on the nude side, they have the bar, the jacuzzi, and they have like a little kitchen, right?
Uh-huh.
You just go up there and get like quesadillas and shit like that. So like, yeah, if you just bend somebody over like right there.
And other people's watching?
Yes, absolutely, cheering you on. Walk by, smack your ass or something like that.
I'm not.
Yes. And let me tell you something. The sex part of the resort was cool. Nah, it was fucking awesome. I'm not gonna hold you on that. But it wasn't the best part. The best part was people being so comfortable in the skin they're in. Nobody cares about labels. Oh, this is Dior and all of this shit. So the fuck what?
I know
At the end of the
exactly what
day,
you mean.
we are just people, right? And there was no body shaming. It was really just like the visuals were there, but you were more attracted to the energy that people put out.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Have you been to Black's Beach in San Diego?
Nah.
So I was on a mystery one. I was like, you know what? I heard about this new beach. I just want to go see what it's like. So hop in the car one day just to relax, and I hit up a couple of the homies like, yo, it's this new beach. Y'all want to go? Now everybody's like, Rich, what the fuck are you doing? This is weird. I went there, and clearly I didn't have my six-pack back then. So I get there, you got to hike down these steps for like 15 minutes, and then everybody's naked. About 80% of people there, and then they do paragliding on top of the hill. Black's Beach in San Diego. So as I'm walking, I'm just like, okay, this is interesting. I took off my shorts and whatnot. I couldn't get all the way naked all the way.
My dick be swanging. Big swanging. I'm showing my vasectomy scars and all that shit. I'm out
showing
here.
it all.
I'm showing it all, my boy.
So I'm walking, I get comfortable, and then I notice what you said. I'm just like, I feel like I'm on a whole nother planet because you can't be judged.
No.
I have nothing on. Like guys that are walking by that you would not expect to ever be like that. And women, it's just like, they're so, hey, how are you?
Bro, it's all about the energy at that point. The first time we went, me and my wife, we went alone basically. There was another couple that went with us, but they were just like our traveling buddies. Wasn't no hanky
How do
panky
y'all
shit like
find
that.
couples that do that to travel with?
Bro.
How do you start that conversation? Hey,
That's a whole community. I'm actually doing a mixer in a couple weeks for like expanding our community, like just making it known, like the same way you have like black mixers, so you can find out who does this in the community. You might be able to reach out to these people since they're all like-minded, and so that's basically what we're doing. And we're basically doing the Hito that I was saying about in Jamaica. We're actually doing one here, and we're doing it in Palm Springs. So we're doing our own thing. But yeah, the first time we went, I think my final number was like 15. I had been with 15 people in the week that I was there. My wife's number was like 23. My wife be fucking, right? And she set me out. One night we had, no bullshit, right? So one day we chilling, these 3 chicks coming, because you notice when new people get there, 3 chicks come, and one of them was just going at me, all of this shit, right? And I was just like, baby girl, if you want to fuck, just say that. Like, that's what we here for. You can just say, well, ain't nobody trying to fuck you, all of this shit, right? So we go to dinner and all that shit. They sit close by, still talking and flirting, all that shit. Go back to the jacuzzi after dinner, right? So we all in the jacuzzi. My wife goes to the room to grab something, but she forgets the speaker. I go to grab the speaker. While I'm gone, the chick talks to my wife. She was like, where'd your husband go? She was like, oh, he went to go get the speaker. He was like, oh, okay. Can I have sex with him? My wife was like, yeah, as long as I can watch. She was like, yeah, cool. So as soon as I get back the speaker, everybody's like, they waiting for you in there. So go in the room, because there's a hut behind the jacuzzi. The jacuzzi fits like 40, 60 people, right? The pool sits like 200. There's a small grotto. So we're in the jacuzzi. Now behind the jacuzzi is the thing we call the situation room. And that's where it's like two beds.
Situation
Yeah,
room.
it's
loosely
loosely titled that. It's got two beds in there, like a queen and a king. You grab your linen, you throw it on there, handle your business, pick your linen up when you're done, and put it in the hamper, right? So I go in there, Shorty's already in there. My wife walks with me. Get it going, pop, pop, pop. My wife comes over, suck a little titty, and then smacks my ass, and she stands back in the corner.
Oh, she had little titties.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, not little titty. I was just saying she suck a little titty.
Oh, gotcha.
She had some things on her. Some things. Yeah. It was heavy. I had to lift with two hands. It was crazy.
Wow. I got somebody like that.
Yeah, she was crazy. So do that. I finish. I go back outside to grab me a drink. She stays in and starts talking to my wife. She's like, I'm fresh off a divorce. This is always something I wanted to do. My husband was never with it and all this type of stuff. And then she was like, can you make sure my homegirls have the same experience? Unbeknownst to me. I'm back in the jacuzzi, chilling, right? Waiting on my homeboy to bring me a drink. Boom, he brings me a drink. I'm taking a sip. I see my wife come over, and then I see her other homegirl get up and start drying off and then walk back to the room. I'm like, what's going on there? My wife was like, you got two more in you? Taps me on my shoulder, was like, you already took a blue chew. You good to go.
Ooh!
Helps me
A
out the
blue
pool,
chew.
sends me in the room. So I'm knocking this chick down, right? As I'm knocking her down, my wife is there looking and cheering and all that shit. The other homegirl pokes her head in. My wife was like, come on in. It's fine. Come on in. So she comes in. She lays on the bed next to us. And my wife goes over to her and introduces herself. And then swapsies. Bop, 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 bop. And then go back to the chick I had started with on the second turn. So
Wow.
all within an hour.
How do you challenge someone like I know someone that she says she's the biggest freak ever. Like she's down for anything and everything, and she always wants it all the time. But what if you don't really believe her? Like, how do you pull that out? How do you pull it out?
Take
of
it
somebody?
there. Take it there. Take it there. That'll separate the men from the boys.
Really?
Yeah, let me tell you something, fellas. You think you like to fuck until you meet a woman that loves to fuck. Women will outfuck us any and every day of the week. We will get to a point. I've been sore. Like, I can't fuck no more. My dick hurt, okay?
Ooh,
I got Desitin
there.
on my dick because it's raw. My dick got diaper rash. I need a fucking moment. My wife will hump my leg to get hers off. And I'm freaky. My wife got me beat.
Really?
Oh, yeah, she got
And
me
see,
beat.
I can go about 6 times a day.
You fuck like 6 times a day?
I can go. I can get. Especially, I was known for one time with this one girl I was hanging out with. I was known as the CMOS nigga. I was known as Mr. CMOS because I took CMOS. And you know, CMOS, it has over 92 minutes. It's good for everything. Keep you like, yes, sir. Like, you like here all day, naturally.
Okay.
Bro, I promise you, diet is really everything.
Yeah,
And
I
what
do believe
you
that.
eat, like I have my pineapple juice before, you know, I'm about to get it. And they also say celery, but just your water. Every day.
I need to figure out where the fuck to buy some from because I be seeing people selling on Instagram, but I don't trust.
So I haven't done this, and I'm gonna do this for her because I rock with her. Connor Morgan, Bare Root Remedy.
Text it to me.
I will send you her stuff.
I will get it today.
When I buy some stuff, I buy it from Connor, and I have my own as well. Then I'll just mix my own stuff. But bro, the CMOS, like I never had COVID. I made it all through traveling everywhere. No, not COVID one time.
Wow.
This nigga over here had COVID. I was with him and 6 other people at a hookah spot. Every single person got COVID except for me.
Wow. He's a super spreader.
That's
That's what that sounds like to me. He's a super spreader. And he knows how to hide his. Yeah.
I super spread.
I'm sitting super spread right now. These thighs have been open. My balls are on these couches right now. I hope y'all can't see it, but it's down there.
I want to be able to lift my shirt up just a little bit.
We spoke on the phone, and you mentioned something to me that stuck out, and it was the word cruise control. How would you said that your marriage got to a point where it was on cruise control.
No, I said you can't let your marriage get to a point where it's on cruise control. See, a lot of people think your marriage should be like a career, right? And I don't mean like, oh, this is work and it's tiring. But at your career, even if you've been working at a job for 10 years, if you still want upward mobility, you still got to work at that shit. Ain't no cruise control at your job because standard operating procedures change. There's a shift in command. There are different things that have, especially with technology. It's always changing. So there is no cruise control. The same thing can be said for your relationship or your marriage, because just like our taste buds change, your partner will change. There will be certain things that they might not like in a couple years, like whatever it may be. But you cannot let it get to a point where you feel like, oh, I've been doing this for a while. I got this on wraps. I don't have to focus as much on that. Every day you wake up, it's a conscious decision to be with that person. And if you're going to make that decision, put in the work. That's what I was saying.
Got you.
I know ain't nothing.
The moment you said I do, what walls did you still have up after you said I do?
Ooh, shit. You a nosy motherfucker, huh? Shit. A lot of things. I wasn't able to have a difficult conversation like that. If tempers started rising and voices got elevated, I would shut down. I'd leave, because I grew up seeing my mom being beat. And anytime voices got raised, she got beat. And so there was a lot of trauma attached to that for me, and I could not do it. So anytime something felt like it was about to get weird, I shut down. Like, I don't want to talk about this no more. And then it's tension for 3-4 days in the house. Because I'm petty. I can hold on. I hold on to shit like piss on a road trip.
Really?
Yeah.
Piss on a road trip?
Yeah, I'm going to hold on to that, baby. What's on? Pisces. Birthday in 5 days. What's today? 2nd? Yeah. Pisces. Yeah. Also, trust. Poly life came because we had so many trials and this whole sex thing. But before any of that, I had to make sure this was the person that I really could be with for the rest of my life. And sometimes those trials and those hard times, they're also proving grounds, right? And so, like, I had to trust that my wife was going to be able to take care of things when I'm on the road. I had to trust that she can make a decision on both of our behalves if I'm not there. She can speak up for me. She's going to take up for me. Like, you marry people or you have friends and all this type of stuff, but a lot of times we have so many guards up, or we're so nervous about, relinquishing the reins, that we don't give them an opportunity to show up for us. And so I had to learn how to release the power, trust that she's going to do what she needs to do, believe in her, allow her to show up with me. And that's how we finally got to where we are right now. That's how I finally listened to her and finally tried therapy. Because I was very much one of those black men. Oh, man, I don't need to talk to nobody about no goddamn going on in my motherfucking house, man. Bro, therapy saved my marriage.
Isn't it crazy how we mimic and say things like this, and all we do is mimic that uncle or grandfather that we heard growing up?
I mean, back then, my family, ain't nobody. The therapy was church.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That was just
church,
yeah.
talk to the
You need to pray to God. You need to talk to the pastor. All of that. So for me, it was just like the stereotypical black man. You talk to no motherfucking therapist. You tell me what to do, and it's like we have this preconceived notion of what therapists do. They actually can't tell you what to do.
Yeah,
it's against the law. They can't tell you what to do. They ask probing questions to help you think about your actions or get to the root of a problem, or they kind of lead you into figuring out what you should do. They can't legally tell you what to do at all. So it's like we are completely wrong in what we're thinking. But
educate yourself, people.
Yeah, man, it's good. I encourage therapy for everybody.
I pull it like nigga always strapped.
We talked on the phone, and you mentioned about making your woman feel safe.
Yeah.
And once you make a woman feel safe, everything comes to you. What are some of how did you make her feel safe?
I made my wife feel safe by listening to her and then visibly displaying the changes that she required of me for her to feel seen, heard, and valued. And once you do that, like, I mean, on top of other things that you typically have to do in a relationship, but like, once she saw that I was getting better at communicating, once she saw I could have a difficult conversation without shutting down, once we got to a point where we would have a conversation and it was heated, but it didn't affect the rest of the day, Not just the next couple days, but like we were good 20 minutes later. Once she saw that, then she felt safe.
Wow.
She knew that there was no one else that could get my eye and keep it. She knew that, I'm not leaving. My wife is my best friend. I love her. She's my favorite person in the world. Nobody makes me laugh like her. That's my dog, bro. Like,
burning questions. Let me explain to you this game. I'm gonna ask you some questions. They're gonna be a little hot. You got a choice to answer the question. If you don't answer the question, you're gonna have to eat.
oh, that's good. I like that.
You like that? Well, I hope you're gonna like this. Let's see what we got.
It looks like a Kit Kat with honey mustard on it, like a waffle with honey mustard on.
You are 90% right. It's a little bit of extra song that's in there, but you'll figure it out when you take it back.
So we want to wait to after. Okay.
Go ahead with your question. I'll tell you anything you want to know. I ain't eating that shit.
Burning question number 1, ladies and gentlemen. If Kevin Hart and Eddie Murphy are both hanging on the ledge and you can only save one, who would it be?
Kevin. I got a better chance of working with Kevin, right? I do it, and I've already worked with him on a couple of things, commercials, and I did Heart of the City. Yeah, Kevin.
Got
I
it.
love Eddie, and he's already solidified too.
Facts.
On the comedy Mount Rushmore, the movies, all that type of stuff. He has done everything he can do.
Burning question number 2. Have you ever slipped and farted during sex?
Absolutely not. No, not doing sex, but absolutely afterwards. Going to the bathroom immediately. And I always sit down when I pee, when I'm at the bathroom, because that's when you can get the farts out without the sound out. You have to sit down, you have to spread your cheeks. It's the only way that fart gonna come out and it's quiet. That's still
Damn, I never knew that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Comment below if you done this. Like, you go in another room and you and you get all in the couch, but then you make a noise in your mind out loud. It's only loud to you, but the noise still comes out.
Yeah.
So you got to spread the cheeks and sit on the toilet.
Yeah. Yep.
Happy damn. I was today years old.
I mean, it's just a little cheat code if you want to do that. Some guys be like, I ain't spreading my motherfucking cheeks and all that shit. All right, well, stink then. Stink in front of her. Now, you still got to stand there a little bit longer so it goes away. Because the worst thing you can do is fart quietly, leave out, and she goes right in. Ooh, let me pee real quick. Oh, bitch, you ain't never come back over here. Yeah.
Wow. Noted. Burning question number 3. King versus Queen of Comedy. Who's funnier? Monique or D.L. Hughley?
Wow, you gonna do me like that?
I need you to concentrate.
Funny is subjective. Because if you put my name in there, nobody would typically think me. Nobody's gonna say me. But if you ask my mom what my name in there, she's gonna say me.
Wow. I can smell that.
Yep, this is exactly why I'm not gonna eat it. So comedy is subjective. You can't really answer that question based on that. Now, if you talking about success, you got to go with DL, right? If we're basing funny attached to success, you got to go with DL, right? But Monique is still hilarious. She's still touring. She back acting like, she's doing her thing. I'm actually on the show with DL right now.
Let's
Called
go.
Johnson's.
I love DL. DL's always a vibe. Like, we chop it up a lot. I always see him at Joey's or somewhere. It's like he's by himself. He just be chilling.
We got that big ass dog now.
Burning question number 4. This is the first time we adding 4 to this one.
I know what y'all trying to do. It ain't gonna work.
What's your biggest celebrity secret you have on someone and you have to say their name?
Concentrate.
I would say this would be an exclusive.
I mean, technically, I'm a celebrity.
I hate you.
mean,
I'm talking to myself right now. Smart Virgo that know how to turn and
technically
manipulate the questions.
Yeah, I technically I am a celebrity. But no, I'll give you my boy Clint used to
I like it.
he used to be able to get buddy passes in the hotel rooms for the low. And
Wait, buddy passes in the hotel?
no, buddy passes and hotel hookups for the
Oh,
low.
got you.
Right, and so he would needed to get somewhere. You make calls for you and all that type of stuff. And Michael Blackson was on one of the hotel things, and I think he messed it up for everybody else.
Damn. Who did?
Michael Blackson.
Oh, shit.
Because you can only get like 2 rooms per stay, right, for the discount when you're doing like the employee discount and shit like that. And
This nigga had to bring everybody.
I think he trying to get an extra room or something like that and mess it up for everybody. So like the whole plug got shut down.
Damn, Mike.
Mm-hmm. And I know people like, yo, he rich. Why would he do that, nigga? Saving $60 or $100 is still saving $100.
People don't realize no matter how much money you got, we still like to feel
Nigga,
special.
that's how the rich stay rich. Yeah, yes, I'm gonna use coupons.
Yeah.
You think I'm not gonna shop at Target when I get rich? Are you out your fucking mind? You know how fun Target is?
You sound like Brayley. When she came out, she said, Rich, I go in Target. I can buy whatever I want.
Yeah.
I want the whole store.
I want the whole store.
I used to love when I can go in Target and spend under 60.
When was that?
Cause I be so mad. Like I go ham in Target.
Yeah, toilet tissue is 20 by itself.
That's definitely
That's off the rip, and then you can get paper towels. You're at 40.
I got one for you.
He trying. Ooh, he want me to eat that shit bad.
This one is just fun. Burning question. Number 5 for you. You're in the middle of a Squid Game. In order to win, you have 2 choices. Save your friends and lose an arm, or save yourself and get the grand prize. But you have to watch your friends die.
How many friends?
This nigga. Yeah, I can't. I hate you right now.
How many friends?
3.
Are they close friends?
Whoever's in your close friends on your phone right now. At the top, they're pinned.
I'm gonna tell you, my wife, y'all niggas gotta go. I'm gonna be real with you. I done made it through this already. You think I'm... No, I'm here for a reason. We all signed up for the same thing. Eventually, we knew it was gonna come down to one winner. They were telling us from the jump.
Wow.
So either drop out now, or eventually it's gonna come down to one of us. I'm here for the money. You don't think NBA players?
Why
have
can I
friends?
not be mad?
You don't think NBA players have friends on the other teams? They cool as fuck, but nigga, I'm here for the ring. I need that chip.
I told my son that for something. He wanted to go to this basketball camp, and he didn't want to go if his friends can go. I'm like, if your friends get drafted to the NBA, they can't pull you too.
They can't.
Jalen, I love you, son, but you got to go. But you got to go.
Hey, let me tell you something. He'll never see that because he cannot watch this episode.
You are so right.
I am out of pocket like loose change.
I am blocking him.
You cannot let him see this
I'm
shit.
blocking him.
You should. Because I'm wild. I might say anything.
My guy, how was your day today, man? How did you feel about the podcast today?
Podcast was great. Had a lot of fun. I'm moving a little slow. Took some Molly last night, so I'm just like, you know, the little lethargic wake up feel that you kind of have afterwards. So I've been drinking a lot of water. But I'm good.
What's next for you? What are you working on right now? What's coming out? Because I be seeing you pop up in a few commercials on the TV sometimes.
Yeah, I got some stuff coming. I like how he didn't like my last answer because he shut that shit down so fast. I was like, so what's next for you? Because that boring ass answer that you got, what a coke at, nigga? Ain't no bitches in your stories. Oh, okay. He did not like that. I have an episode on the new season of a Black Lady Sketch Show. I got an episode on Abbott Elementary coming out. I think it's going to come out like on the 15th or something like that. I'm on 4 episodes of the show Johnson. Comes on, is it Bounce? Not Bounce. Yeah, maybe there's Bounce. Bounce and you can also see, I think the first 2 seasons on Amazon as well.
Let's go.
Start filming another Spectrum commercial next week. And 2 more projects I can't talk about. Silly NDAs.
I know, man.
Yeah.
That's so wild. I hate
But
when dudes like
they're
that.
big.
Wow, that's dope, man. If you can give your younger self advice to get in your space today, what would that be?
Man, you can go raw earlier. You can go raw way earlier. You ain't even shooting like that. The vasectomy was just to make sure. Go raw. Feel that shit. Because let's be honest.
He said I was trying to get it in organic.
Listen, condom sex is like turkey bacon. And while turkey bacon is good, ain't nothing like pork bacon. Get you some pork on your fork. Go raw. Have a good time. Everything for the most part can be cured with a pill now.
So pull-out game is strong.
I'm very weak. I'm very weak. Very weak with it. What you got to do is you take a little piece of tissue paper, you put that in the pee hole, and you put some masking tape over the top of it. Now you get to feel everything. You don't have to worry about busting in. Pull-out game is very weak. I know it. I
I can't talk.
That's
I have nothing else to say. Ladies and gentlemen, Tahir Moore.
Thank y'all for having me. Bye. Tahir Moore on everything.
I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say anymore. I have nothing else.
I find the best one, guys.
Anything else, sir? Is there anything that you would like to say to the people?
Make sure to just check out my podcast with my wife, man. I got like 4 podcasts going on, but the one that means the most to me is the one with my wife because we talk about being poly now, but this was a long conversation we had over a long time before we decided to come public with it. And that decision is because for me, one is controlling the narrative. Nobody gets to tell my story before I do. 2 is also like there are tons of people that do this, even in the industry. They don't talk about it.
Facts.
Which makes it difficult for people to, one, understand it, comprehend it, get more information about it. And so I don't want to be the poster child for this shit. That ain't what we're going for. We're just trying to present people with information so you can make an informed decision. We're not trying to convert anybody. We're not trying to convince anybody. But we need people of color talking about this so we feel comfortable asking these questions. If we don't see people doing it, then, you know, the speculations about T.I. and Tiny have been going on for years.
Yeah.
Same thing with Will and Jada, but nobody has confirmed it, right? We just want to be a sounding board for people to be able to feel comfortable asking questions. We got the email open, our inbox is open on Instagram. You can ask questions, and we can hopefully, if we don't have the answer, we can connect you to somebody that does. Because we have people we reach out to because we're still young in this. We're still figuring it out. So we just want to start the conversation, get the dialogue going, so people know that this is an option. Because at some point, like I said, this saved our marriage. At some point, you might be faced with something difficult, and you're thinking about divorce and just letting it all go. But at some point, this person was the person you decided that you want to spend the rest of your life with. You vowed in front of God and your friends and family that this is the person that's going to take the long walk with you. So don't give up on that so easily before you exhausted all of your resources, is all I'm saying.
Wow, so I need to find me somebody like you. Like you got.
You ain't fucking me.
No.
No, it's too late. You said what you said, Rick.
I did not say that!
No, you said it, man.
This is the part of the interview where I'm editing out.
No, don't edit that out. Nah, until we end, I'm like, Rich tried to fuck. Okay? He saw my freckles. He complimented my freckles. I wish I had yours. Y'all heard it when he said
Oh, my God.
They ain't like yours, though. You got a little bit more. And now he was like, I wish I had somebody like you. Rich, I'm flattered. Okay? You're a very handsome young man. And you will find somebody. It just ain't me. Okay? My asshole is an exit only. It's not a loading dog. You ain't dropping shit off over here. Shipping.
I gotta find me a boo.
There you go.
I'm gonna try everything that you taught me today.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna see how far it gets me or how it gets me cut.
Holla at me, man.
What is she
This the
like crazy, like kind of Mexican or Colombian, like what like
always be honest. That's another thing with poly. When you're setting up these parameters and the boundaries and all that type of stuff, if you're gonna be in a lifestyle, embrace that shit fully. Don't be like, I don't want to. Oh no, I'm okay with that. No, say what the fuck you want. Say what you want because
what about
that's going to help you when you're setting those boundaries. When you be honest with it. Like initially, I thought we were both going to be like open or poly, but then I found out at one point like I'm more of a swinger. I like to just experience different people, and I love to please my partner, and so like going to that lifestyle resort was perfect for me because it's like there's no attachments. I don't have to follow up.
I gave my life to God. I'm sorry.
I love God too.
No, like
you don't think that nigga know me? As much shit as I cause, you don't think? You know how many times a day I make God go, this nigga wildin', bro. I'm a problem child. You don't think he know me? But those are the ones he loved the most.
And
when Jesus was walking around, he wasn't hanging in the church like that. He was in the streets because those are the people that need saving. The people that walk with him, the disciples, them niggas was killers. Read the Bible. They were killers. That was it. Because they was like, we gonna protect our mans. He be walking on water. And he be turning water to wine. Nigga, you think we finna let something happen to this? He paying for meals.
That's facts.
Yeah. So I'm a heathen. Proud heathen.
Proud heathen.
I'm in these streets and in these sheets.
In these streets and in these sheets.
Fucking all the ladies and freaks.
All the I don't know. I can't. You leave me speechless. I can't say nothing.
Thank you for having me. Man, couldn't even hardly get that off. Sunk in this goddamn couch. I feel like I'm gonna outtake a Get Out. Goddamn engulfing ass couch.